To be honest, I never thought I'd own a folding bike. But the other day I was walking by this garage sale, I saw this Dahon, and I figured I'd take a risk. So if you're curious about buying a folding bike, here's some of the things I like about it. I hope they're helpful. So first off is its internal hub gearing system. In an American bike culture, you don't see a lot of internal bike hubs unless you're commuting. All the bikes I've owned have had rear derailleurs, which if you think about it, they're so exposed to the elements. And basically the way the internal hub is all the gears, it looks like a single speed on the side, on the outside, but all the gears are contained within that rear hub, which makes it a lot more maintenance free, easy to use. And one of my favorite things is that you can actually shift through all of the gears while you're just standing there. So if you're at like a stoplight and you need to go to your lowest gear to get ready to pedal, you can go ahead and do that. You don't have to pedal at all to get into that gear. It's also really adjustable. You can adjust the seat a ton. You can adjust the handlebars. You could definitely get some different attachments too, make it fit for your needs. But I can ride this bike at 6'1", and my mom, who's about 5'6", she was riding it and loved it. So it's definitely very versatile. It's like, I think a good thing to have if you have people visiting and needed an extra bike that doesn't take up too much space. The next thing I love about it is the upright riding style. In the other bikes I have, a mountain bike and a gravel bike, you're really a lot more bent over in a more like aggressive position. This though, I find for like going to the coffee shop or, you know, biking to the office, whatever it may be. For me, my office is the coffee shop a lot of the time. It's just a much more relaxed ride, and I've never owned a bike that was like this. So I know this isn't a feature that's exclusive to folding bikes. There are commuter bikes out there that are a lot more relaxed. And like beach cruisers, for instance, are a lot more relaxed riding styles. But this helped reveal that to me, and I absolutely love it. Another thing is the kickstand. Again, my mountain bike, gravel bike, they don't have kickstands because they're trying to cut down on weight, and you don't want to have another thing that can, you know, puncture your leg or something like that. But I love being able to just, whenever I want to get off the bike, I don't have to find a tree to lean it up against. I can kind of just use the kickstand. Who would have thought? Another obvious thing about this is the really small wheels and maybe the short wheelbase. And what I like about this is it makes it very maneuverable in the city, going around potholes. If you have to jump up on a sidewalk real quick, you can do real tight turns. My other bikes, you're gonna need a little bit more room to do that. It also has this Cane Creek suspension, which I've found to be nice dampening for bumps and stuff on the road. I think this may have been aftermarket, but kind of makes you feel a little bit squishy, which I don't love, but also it just makes for a more comfortable ride. So I think this is actually a good feature. And the most obvious thing is, because this bike folds up into a really small form factor, you can bring it on a train, a bus, you can bring it on a plane without getting charged the extra fees. It obviously depends on each airline, but it just is so much more versatile in that sense. Breaking bikes down, putting them in a bike box is really difficult, and I've had a lot of damage done to my bikes before like that. This one is built to be small. And then when you ride it, you feel like you're still riding a pretty capable bike. So I was nervous about this when I first bought it. I was like, is this the right decision? I do not regret that at all. My goal with owning this bike for a little bit was just to experience what it's like to have a folding bike, see if it's something that I liked and that I think has merit, and I 100% think it has merit. I will definitely keep this bike or sell it if I can get the right number for it. But yeah, I'm sold on folding bikes. I'm sold on the things that this has kind of shown me, between the kickstand, the upright riding style, the smaller wheelbase. I think all of those features in a commuter bike are really interesting and usable. I'd like to maybe kind of get inspired by those when I buy my next commuter bike as well. But for now, I'm gonna enjoy this one.